All right. Okay, so don't worry about advanced material. We'll do them, some of them in order. But here x power 2 by 3 plus y power 2 by 3 equal to a power 2 by 3. For this, we have to find orthogonal trajectory. All right. Again, we have to eliminate the constant, form the differential equation. Once again, I'm just repeating what is orthogonal trajectory. This is a family of curves. There is another family of curves where every member in that family intersects every member in this family orthogonal. How the process of doing it? Find differential equation for this. We'll get dy by dx equal to something. The dy by dx for the orthogonal family will be -1 by the denominator will be dy by dx for the original family. That will give you a new differential equation and you have to solve it. So let us say what is the differential equation for this when I differentiate this 2 by 3 x power minus 1 by 3. 2 by 3 y power minus 1 by 3 into dy by dx equal to 0. So when I try to find dy by dx, this will go here, this will come down, I'll get minus 2 by 3 x power minus 1 by 3 by 2 by 3 y power minus 1 by 3. I can cancel these two, minus y power 1 by 3 by x power 1 by 3. Okay, so this is the dy by dx for the original family, and the dy by dx for the orthogonal family is minus 1 by this. Which is x power 1 by 3 by y power 1 by 3. Okay. Now how to solve variable separable? Y power 1 by 3 into dy is equal to x power 1 by 3 into dx. I can integrate right away. This integral is y power 4 by 3 by 4 by 3, which is equal to x power 4 by 3 by 4 by 3 plus c. 4 by 3 can go into some constant. Okay. So we will get x power 4 by 3 minus y power 4 by 3 equal to constant. Okay, this is the original family. This is the orthogonal. Its differential equation is this. This is the orthogonal family differential equation. When we solve it, this is the equation of the orthogonal family or orthogonal trajectory. Okay. After completing this, without solving, without writing any solution, you have to think, what does this represent? Family of what? And then imagine, try to imagine what will be the orthogonal family. We'll find by this method, but before finding, anybody want to make a guess? Can you think of a curve which can intersect all the members in this family orthogonally? First of all, what is this? It is a family of this one. As you change k, 2, 3, 4, what will you get? Circles with center origin and radius changing. So it is family of concentric circle with center as origin. Can you imagine a curve which can intersect all those circles orthogonally? Ellipse. Okay. Anybody want to answer anything else? Okay, if not do by this method, right? Then we'll see. Based on the answer, you can understand. But it is fairly simple. Okay, anytime those are in the online, if what is not clear, tell me, because I'm using college Wi-Fi. I can use my mobile data also if it is not clear.
Sir, parabola.
Parabola. Okay, let us see. You can just find also by this method. Okay, this previous one I have already completed. Completed, right? Previous one. Okay, here when I differentiate, I'll get 2x plus 2y dy by dx is equal to 0. 2y dy by dx is equal to minus 2x and dy by dx equal to minus x by y. Then for orthogonal family, dy by dx will be minus 1 by minus x by y, which is y by x. Variable separable. Dy by y is equal to dx by x. When you integrate, log y is equal to log x plus c. From that, I'll get y equal to cx. Y equal to cx, as you change c, you'll get different things. What are they? Lines. Family of concurrent lines, that too concurrent at origin. So if you take concentric circles and take lines which are passing through the center, every line is normal to every circle, no? Okay, here the tangent to the curve and the line, they're intersecting orthogonally. It is family of lines. Any line passing through the center will intersect the circle orthogonally, right? So one is a family of concentric circles, another is family of concurrent lines, which are concurrent at the center of the circle, right? Okay. Next, what I'm going to ask maybe a little difficult than the previous ones. X square by 5 plus lambda, y square by 2 plus lambda equal to what? Okay. This one, only one variable lambda, variable constant lambda. First of all, try to eliminate lambda and form a differential equation for this. You can only differentiate once, right? You're trying this question. X square by 5 plus lambda plus y square by 2 plus lambda is equal to 1. And I differentiate 2x by 5 plus lambda and 1 by 2 plus lambda into 2y dy by dx is equal to 0. Now we have to see how we can eliminate lambda from this. X by 5 plus lambda is equal to minus y by 2 plus lambda into dy by dx. I can take 5 plus lambda by y dy. So 5 plus lambda here by x dx is equal to, I'm purposely doing in a particular way, 5 plus lambda by x dx is equal to 2 plus lambda by y dy with a minus here. Actually, I can take equal to k. This I'll get something. This I'll get something. When I can subtract, I can find something. Almost same. I think all of you know. Whenever a by b equal to c by d, I can even write equal to a plus c by b plus d. Am I right? All of you know this. Whenever if a by b equal to c by d, then a by b equal to c by d equal to a plus c by b plus d. Based on that, I can equate this. First of all, this I readjusted. I can write this plus this, which is 5 plus lambda minus 2 plus lambda by x dx plus y dy. I would have written even dy by dx also, not a big issue. Somebody wants me to write dy by dx, let me leave it like this. Let me write dy here and write x plus y dy by dx. This is going to be 3 by x plus y dy by dx. Okay. So now what is 5 plus lambda I got and what is 2 plus lambda I got, I can substitute them. So when I equate this first and last, 1 by 5 plus lambda, I want to see what it is, which will be x plus y dy by dx by 3x. And I equate these two, 1 by 2 plus lambda. Okay. Of course, here somebody can do cross multiplication, expand, bring lambda one side, everything else one side, you'll get what is lambda. Then I have to find again 5 plus lambda, 2 plus lambda only because I have to substitute it back. Instead of that, I'm finding what is 5 plus lambda, 1 by, and what is 1 by 2 plus lambda. So when I equate these two, 2 plus lambda down, I want equal to minus x plus y dy by dx by 3y dy by dx. These two things I want to substitute here. Okay, so you should write down only because of lack of place I'm writing there. X square into, in the place of 1 by 5 plus lambda, I want to substitute this. X plus y dy by dx by 3. In the place of 1 by y square into minus of x plus dy by dx by 3y dy by dx is equal to 1. Okay. Till now, we are not even found anything about orthogonal trajectory. We are only finding differential equation. Okay. It is only about forming differential equation. Nothing great. So we have to differentiate only once because one variable constant is there. But eliminating lambda, of course, somebody can do cross multiplication, expand, find lambda, put it here, done. Okay. So that I'm doing slightly different. Okay. But my purpose is ultimately eliminate lambda and get everything in terms of x, y divided by d. Okay. This is only 3 or 3x. Okay. Now I want to simplify this as far as possible. I can cancel this x and this square, this y and this square, and I can take x plus dy by dx common by 3 dy by dx also common. Then I'll be left with one extra x here with a dy by dx here. This is y dy. and here I will be left with minus y is equal to 1. I can get, so finally my differential equation is x plus y dy by dx into x dy by dx minus 1 equal to 3 dy by dx. Okay, this is the final differential equation for this. Okay. So sometimes forming the differential equation itself can be complicated. We done some very simple questions. Okay, this is after all differentiating only once, but eliminating lambda can be a little time taking, or the answer may be a little complicated. Okay. Those are online. Can you take a snapshot of this and send me in WhatsApp?
Okay, sir.
Okay. Anything wrong? This is 3 only, na? Here you are saying? This is minus 5. Okay, thank you. Okay, till now I only formed differential equation, but I'm interested in orthogonal family. So what should I do? If I want orthogonal family differential equation, wherever dy by dx is there, I should write minus 1 by dy by dx. Okay. So replace dy by dx with minus 1 by dy by dx and let us see what comes. Okay. We will not solve it, we will only write it. I'll tell you why we will not solve it. Okay, just try to replace dy by dx with minus 1 by dy by dx. వీళ్ళకి పూర్ణిమకి ఫోన్ చేసి ఇంకో మాట్లాడతామన్నాడు సార్. పూర్ణిమకి ఫోన్ చేసి ఇంకో మాట్లాడతామన్నాడు. ఈ రూమ్లో అంటే నేను అక్కడ ఉంటుందేమో వెళ్ళాను, అందుకని మేడం ఒకవేళ పూర్ణిమ ఉంటే మార్కర్ అవుతుంది. అంటే లాస్ట్ క్లాస్ దాంట్లో ఇంకా అయిపోతుంది. Okay, can I erase what is there on the board? Any doubt? Any step, any doubt, feel free to ask. Okay, at least first 2-3 lines I guess I can erase here. Okay, let us replace dy by dx with minus 1 by dy by dx. X plus y into minus 1 by dy by dx. And x into minus 1 by dy by dx. Minus y. Equal to 3 into minus 1 by dy by dx. Okay, so I replaced wherever dy by dx with this. I take LCM here, I'll get x dy by dx minus y by 1 dy by dx. Here minus x minus y dy by dx by 1 dy by dx. Here minus 3 by dy by dx. Dy by dx I can cancel. This dy by dx I can send here, take minus common and cancel. I will get x dy by dx minus y into x plus y dy by dx is equal to 3 dy by dx. Okay, this is the original family's differential equation. These are orthogonal family's differential equation. Are they looking same? Are they same exactly? Yes? You can say same x plus y dy by dx, same x dy by dx minus y equal to 3 dy by dx. If original family and orthogonal family have same differential equation, what can we infer from that? Okay, this is a differential equation of original family. I replaced dy by dx with the minus 1 by dy by dx, and then when I simplified, I got the same. Anybody want to tell anything? Thank you, sir. Means the same family, there are two sets of curves. Okay, there are two families, there are two subfamilies. One subfamily will intersect another subfamily orthogonal. Every member in the first subfamily will intersect every member in the second subfamily orthogonal. Similarly, the vice versa. But this concept, what I'm discussing just now, this particular function or curve, will come across total 3 times. This is a differential equation. Okay. It also comes in conic sections. It also comes in first year tangents and normals. Okay, what is that? First thing, sorry, let me explain in a coordinate geometry way what this will come. All of you remember an ellipse and a hyperbola, they will intersect each other orthogonally. Does anybody remember that point? If you remember when, what is the condition for them to intersect each other orthogonally? They should be confocal. They should have same focus. If an ellipse and hyperbola have same foci, they'll intersect each other orthogonally. How to prove it is by using reflection property. If I take ellipse alone, if I take the two foci and take any point and join to the two foci, all of you know tangent is one angular bisector, normal is another angular bisector. That's the very reason that when you send a ray of light like this in an elliptical surface after reflection, they'll pass through the other focus. Okay. I even might have talked about some civil engineering structures where the roof is elliptical dome. And if you stand at the one focus and speak, those at the other focus, they can hear very clearly. Okay. I think FBI in US headquarters, the main hall is elliptical shape, and there are two places where people can stand and speak clearly, kind of. And there are other applications. Okay. Coming to hyperbola, hyperbola also will have two foci. And you take any point on the hyperbola and join to the two foci. Let us, I'll take a point here. This is one and this is another one, the two rays. Then the tangent is this angular bisector and the normal is this angular bisector. Again, when you send a light ray like this, after reflection from hyperbolic, it will go like this. This is the incident ray, this is a reflected ray, and this is a normal. You know, angle of incidence equal to angle of reflection. Now, if you take an ellipse and hyperbola which have the same foci, okay, and to take this point and join and extend it, this line which I have drawn, it should be tangent to hyperbola, at the same time it should be normal to ellipse. And this line which I am drawing, it should be tangent to ellipse and it should be normal to hyperbola based on these two, reflection property of ellipse and reflection property of hyperbola. All right. So the tangent to ellipse and the tangent to hyperbola, they are perpendicular or not? Because the tangent to hyperbola is normal to ellipse. That means that two tangents are perpendicular, so they are intersecting each other orthogonally. So whenever an ellipse and hyperbola are confocal, they have same forces, they'll intersect each other orthogonally. We studied this in special properties of hyperbola. Okay. Now one may say, what does that got to do here? You take this equation x square by 5 plus lambda y square by 2 plus lambda is equal to 1. You take lambda anything more than -2, it will be an ellipse. For example, you take lambda equal to 1, lambda equal to 3, lambda equal to 5. This will be x square by 6 plus y square by 3 equal to 1. This is x square by 8 plus y square by 5 equal to 1. This is x square by 10 plus y square by 7 equal to 1. You take any one of them. Anybody want to tell what is the foci of this ellipse? AE value. AE will be root a square minus b square in ellipse. This is a square and this is b square. Root 6 minus 3, root 3. So plus or minus root 3 comma 0 are the foci of this ellipse or this ellipse and this ellipse also. Okay, so this actually equation represents family of confocal ellipses. They have same foci. But this equation represents hyperbola also. How? You take lambda equal to minus 3. What happens? We'll get x square by 2 and here we'll get minus y square by 1 equal to 1. If you take lambda equal to minus 3, I took minus 3, minus 4, this will be x square by 1, this will be minus y square by 2 equal to 1. Okay. Let me take 4.8, minus 4.8, this will be x square by 0.8 minus 4.8 means minus 2.8. This is 0.2. This is 2.8 equal to 1. All these are hyperbolas. And what is the AE? Foci for that? Root a square plus b square. What is root over 2 plus 1? Root 3. Root over 1 plus 2, root 3. Root of 0.2 plus 2.8 also root 3. Okay. Some people could not see this. I can let it fill up. If I take a lambda as minus 4.8, I'll get 0.2 minus y square by 2.8 equal to 1, where this plus this is okay. So for all these hyperbolas also, the foci is plus or minus root 3 comma 0. So that means within this, for some values of lambda, this will represent ellipse, and for some other values of lambda, it will represent hyperbola. When, as long as lambda is greater than or equal to minus 2, not equal to, only lambda greater than minus 2, it will be an ellipse. Whenever lambda is between minus 5 and minus 2, minus 5 lambda less than minus 2, the same equation will represent a family of hyperbolas. But these ellipses will intersect every hyperbola orthogonally, and every ellipse will intersect every other hyperbola also orthogonally because they have same focus. So within this family, there are two subfamilies. One is a family of confocal ellipses, another is a family of confocal hyperbolas, and every ellipse will intersect every other hyperbola orthogonally. Okay. That is the reason we got differential equation of original family and differential equation of orthogonal family same. So this family is self-orthogonal. Within this family only, its own orthogonal curves are also there. One may say, where did we come across this in tangents and normals? If you remember in tangents and normals, especially in the first year mains material that were done, or in IP, the last solved example, if I remember, angle between the curves based on the concept. X square by ax square plus by square equal to 1 and small a x square plus by square equal to 1. They will intersect each other orthogonally if 1 by a minus 1 by b is equal to 1 by a minus 1 by b. Do you remember some question like this if somebody remembers vaguely? Okay. You can go back and take your first year 1B textbook, tangents and normals, angle between the curves. In that, the last solved example, you have this question. In mains material also, we gave a lot of questions based on this. Okay. And okay, where did this come up? Actually, this we can bring a down and b down. It is x square by 1 by a and y square by 1 by b equal to 1. What is the AE value for this kind of ellipse? 1 by a minus 1 by b. This minus this, right? That is this part. Similarly, this you can write x square by 1 by a and y square by 1 by b. Nobody told you b is positive or negative. Let me take it as negative. So I'm going to write minus here and minus 1 by b here, which is a hyperbola. And the AE value for this hyperbola is root a square plus b square. I have to take this plus this. 1 by a plus minus 1 by b, which is 1 by a minus 1 by b. Okay. Or you can take that also as ellipse and the AE value for that is this, not a big deal. Okay. So we would have got the same condition now. Okay. Basically here what happened, x square by 5 plus lambda and y square by 2 plus lambda, the difference of the denominators is constant. That is the main point. 5 plus lambda minus 2 plus lambda is constant. Okay. So we studied this in tangents and normal, and conic sections as ellipse and hyperbola are confocal, and in differential equations, the original family and orthogonal family have same differential equation, means they are self orthogonal. Is it clear, everybody? Okay, I have people might have written this differential equation of the orthogonal family by replacing dy by dx with minus 1 by dy. Okay, that's it. So orthogonal trajectory is how to find. We already done 2 or 3 questions. That is good enough. And this may be the 4th one or something like that. Okay, so I said I want to discuss doubts in IP, but anybody has 2B textbook? I brought by mistake 2A. Thank you. I said I want to discuss integration factor doubts tomorrow. Today up to 8 D. Okay. I'll discuss if at all somebody has doubts in 8C also. I can discuss now also. 8B did I discuss before? Yes. Yeah. Anybody want to ask any doubts in exercise 8C first of all? Online or offline? Anybody? Exercise 8C, which is about taking y by x equal to z, homogeneous equation. No doubts in exercise 8C? Okay. Exercise 8D, anybody has any doubts? All right. Exercise 8E is very, very important. Okay. In JEE mains exam, regularly questions come from this 8E especially.
Sir, in 8D, third Roman first question, sir.
Okay, I'll discuss. But I want everybody to complete exercise 8E by tomorrow. Tomorrow I'll clarify the doubts and you have to submit 8E tomorrow. Okay. Up to 8D I may ask later on, not now. Okay. I'm not asking you to submit up to 8D. Do it and keep it with you. But 8E, everybody has to complete by tomorrow. All right. Yeah, 8C, 8D, section 3, third one, first one. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Dy by dx equal to 3y minus 7x plus 7 by 3x minus 7y minus 3. Okay, normally I'm supposed to take small x as capital X plus h, small y as capital Y plus k. Find what is that h and k so that I can eliminate the constant. But here it is more easy. I don't have to do that part. I'll tell you why. I can take minus 7 common, it will be x minus 1. These two together, I can take 3 common and write x minus 1 minus 7y. I can very easily see I have to take x minus 1 as capital X, small y as capital Y. Then constants are gone. Is it not? Every time I will not be able to get like that. Here I just noticed. Okay. So let x minus 1 is equal to capital X and y is equal to capital Y. Y equal to capital Y not required, but we get habituated of taking. Okay, normally we take x plus h as capital X, y plus k as capital Y, and then try to find what is that h and k where the new constant will be 0. Now I don't have to worry about it. D capital Y by d capital X is equal to 3 capital Y minus 7 capital X by 3 capital X minus 7 capital Y. Divided with x all over, we'll get 3 into capital Y by x minus 7 and 3 minus 7 times capital Y by x. Okay, now when I take y by x as z, I'm going to get y equal to zx. So that is differentiate z plus x dz by dx is equal to 3z minus 7 by 3 minus 7z. To send 7z z that side, x dz by dx equal to 3z minus 7 by 3 minus 7z minus z, which is 3z minus 3z got cancelled, minus 7 plus 7z square by 3 minus 7z. Now variable separable. 3 minus 7z by minus 7 plus 7z square is equal to dx by x. I'm sure simple partial fractions will do the job. I take a minus common and take up and take 7 outside or 7 this side. I'm going to get 7z minus 3 by z square minus 1 is z plus 1 into z minus 1 equal to 7 dx by x. Let me see there. Okay. Okay. If I do partial fractions and put z equal to 1, this will be 4 by 2, 2. So 2 by z minus 1. If I put minus 1, minus 10 by minus 2, it will be 5. 5 by z plus 1. 5z plus 2z, 7z, and minus 5 plus 2, everything is good, is equal to 7 dx by x. I can into dz, of course. And integrate on both sides. This is 2 log mod z minus 1, 5 log mod z plus 1 equal to 2 log x plus c. When I take powers and cancel, I'll get the mod z minus 1 whole square into mod z plus 1 whole power 5 is equal to cx log c. Write some cx square. Now you can put z as y by x. If you put z as y by x, it will become capital Y minus capital X whole square, capital Y plus capital X whole power 5 is equal to x square means this is also capital X anyway. X power 9 will come into C. Now, what is the capital X? You can write as x minus 1. I'm sure based on that you can write the answer. It's okay. Thank you. Is that the answer? Yes, there is a square and power 5, but there is no k into something not there. So did I done something wrong in minus or something? Yeah, I took minus common and this became minus. That's good. So 7 went here. So it is x power 7. Sorry, this is not 2. This is 7. This is also 7. And then by x power 7, x power 7 should cancel instead of multiplying. So somewhere something wrong with the minus. So this is already nice. Only one because of 7z minuses, there's a minus came here. I did not write that. So this should be minus here. This is minus 7. This is also minus 7. This is x power minus 7. So after taking LCM, this will be gone. 5 plus 2 x power 7 cancel, only C. Now put capital Y and capital X in terms of small y, small x. Got it. So this is small y minus x minus 1 whole square. Small y plus x minus 1 whole power 5 equal to constant. Okay, whoever has doubt, is it okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Anybody who completed 8D fully and you want to submit the solutions? Is there any one person like that who wrote reasonably neatly? You want to? Okay. Sorry, Bhavesh or Bhavesh. Okay, so Bhavesh will submit that solutions to me. I'll upload that PDF in both the groups. So somebody did not get or stuck up. If you tried sincerely and somewhere you did not get, you want there's a small mistake you might have done in addition or minus or plus. I'm sure those who tried, they will know. Not that everything you got smoothly. Okay, somewhere you done some silly mistake, and later on at the end you realize that the silly mistake is somewhere in the beginning steps. It's quite frustrating that you done complicated integration with a silly mistake in the beginning, isn't it? Anybody experienced that? Yeah. Okay. So when you do these questions, I prefer you sit in AC rooms and do coolly. Okay. Otherwise, it will be very frustrating. All right. I many times tell in the future, many of you may become software engineers, and sometimes you may have to write program. Sometimes you just copy only from the big data that is available. But when you write programs, it is very frustrating because many times the program doesn't run, and you have to debug it. And debugging takes more time than the writing program itself. Okay, so like that, sometimes finding the mistake where it is more frustrating than doing. Okay, so anyway, he will send the solutions. I'll upload. So those who tried sincerely, but somewhere you have a doubt, you can even look at it. Okay, so still, then we'll carry on with the advanced material. But tomorrow itself, not any other day, I want you to I will discuss doubts in 80, and by tomorrow afternoon itself, everybody has to submit. Is that okay? And after tomorrow, we don't have class.
Sir,
That's the thing. Yes, please.
sir, third room and fourth sum, sir, 8D.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Today, you will upload the solutions. If still have doubt, tomorrow I'll discuss. Is it okay?
Okay, sir.
8D, if somebody still have doubt, tomorrow we'll discuss. Okay, advanced material. Maybe I will discuss more than one answer, some questions or some selected things. Actually, in mains material only, most of the models are covered. So, regarding the models, we covered everything in the mains material itself and so there's no need of too many questions in advanced material. Actually, I wanted to decrease the material maybe for next year. Okay, we'll do more than one answer questions and let us see that. Let me see, otherwise the passage is. Okay, I would like to do passages. Few are little difficult, maybe. Okay, lengthy. Some questions are lengthy here. You have to, for advanced exam, you have to be. You should have enough patience, not only in the smartness, but sometimes questions are lengthy. You have to do it. Okay, we'll do passages. All right, and from advanced material. Passage 1. We don't know whether we can complete by 1 o'clock. The question was, it also involves fundamental theorem. F of x is equal to e power minus x plus e power x into cos x minus 2x minus 0 to x into x minus t f dash t dt. Okay, as such is not a differential equation. There's an integral involved. I need to differentiate on both sides, but I cannot directly differentiate because there's an x involved here, right? So I have to split it now. F of x is equal to e power minus x plus e power x into cos x minus 2x minus x into 0 to x f dash t dt plus integral 0 to x t f dash t dt. Differentiate on both sides. When you differentiate on both sides, here I'll get f dash x. And here product rule e power minus x plus e power x into derivative of cos x is minus sin x plus cos x into derivative of this is e power x minus e power minus minus 2x derivative is minus 2. Here I use product rule. Minus x into derivative of this is f dash x, and this into derivative of this is 1, which is minus 0 to x f dash t dt. Here directly integration will go account of fundamental theorem. In the place of t, x will come, so I'll get x f dash. Okay, luckily this is getting cancelled, x f dash x and minus x f dash x. Still an integral is there, so I might have to differentiate one more time. So f double dash x. Again product rule here. E power minus x plus e power x into derivative of this is minus cos x, and minus sin x into derivative of this is e power x minus e power minus x. Here product rule, cos x into derivative of this is e power x plus e power minus x, and cos x derivative is minus sin x into e power x minus e power minus x, and derivative of minus 2 is 0, and derivative of this is minus f dash x. Okay. This one is the same, they're getting completely cancelled. Here they're getting added up. So I got f double dash x equal to minus 2 sin x into e power x minus e power minus x minus f dash. This is a second order differential equation. So I need to solve this. First of all, I think option 1, I think we don't have to solve such. We'll see about that. But first one is they're asking dy by dx plus y. Y is f of x only. So they want f dash x plus f of x. Do we have any such thing here? For that, I'd integrate here. Okay. So bring this one here and integrate. F double dash x plus f dash x is equal to, I can send this minus inside or keep it. Okay. Split into two things. Minus 2 e power x sin x. You know, I have to apply by parts, so twice as it is. Let us keep it. Minus 2 sin x into e power x minus e power minus x. Okay, right up to here, because we are doing all this because we don't want that integral. So first of all, I have to separate it because I cannot use fundamental theorem if x is there within this. So I have to take one x out here. We differentiated once, but still an integral is left, so I don't have any choice. I have to differentiate one more time. Okay. I got a second order differential equation, but still it's easy to solve because when integrated, what is the integral of this? F dash x. F double dash x integral is f dash x. This integral is f of x. This you have to do your regular integral by parts. Okay. We may have to apply integration. If you call this as I and apply by parts twice, you'll get I back. Okay. We'll do all that part right up to here. Of course, right in the beginning, when I put x equal to 0 in the whole question, I'll get f of 0 equal to 2. Right in the beginning, f of 0. F of 0 equal to, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, all others are 0. What about if I put 0 here? This is 0, this is 0, this is also 0, I'll get minus 2. I should also write that. Here I'll get f dash 0 equal to minus 2. Other than 0, I cannot put any other number because 0 to something I cannot find it unless it is 0. Okay, they even asked in the second question f double f dash 0 plus f double dash 0. So here if I put 0, we'll directly get 0, right? So I think second question is covered here. From this, if I put 0, f dash 0 is equal to 0. And f dash 0 is minus 2 means f double dash 0 is plus 2 if it also required. So we got a relation here which we have to integrate. That will give you first question, and integrate once again, you will get the third question. But in the meantime, second question we got the answer is 0. Okay, I'm going to erase. Anybody needs more time? Okay, there are two questions. Sometimes they can be considered as formulas. Integral e power ax sine dx. I'm continuing this only because I'm going to state some formulas and use it. There is a formula for this. Integral e power ax cos bx. There is a formula. Okay. So please think about these formulas or how to derive. Basically, you have to apply integration by parts twice. Okay. Tomorrow we'll discuss about these things. But tomorrow first thing exercise 80. Okay. After discussing the doubt, if time is there, I'll continue with this passage further. All right. Thank you.